Good morning. Hi. It's Rashida, and I'm here today to talk to you about. Sorry, I got distracted in the comments a second ago. So, what am I talking to you guys about today? I'm talking to you about reinventing your life, transforming your life through solo travel. And I'm very excited to talk to you about this today. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments about the ways you have transformed your own life. So, let's get to it. Let me check and make sure every settings are right because came home yesterday and my computer had been unplugged. So I don't know what's going on. Everything's fine. All right. We ready to go, y'all? We ready to go? Morning to all of you in the comments. Congratulations, Wendy. I saw your good news. Simone Gile, I can't tell if you're talking to me or to Wendy, if you were talking to, but everyone. If you ever get a comment that is me saying, please WhatsApp me, and I give you a number on the internet, know that I am never going to give my number on the internet. So that's what you're talking about. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. If it's a Telegram, if it's a WhatsApp, if it's a anything, I'm not giving my contact information on the internet. I don't even like when my mama WhatsApps me. Like, what are you doing? Why are you playing on my phone? That won't be me. So if that's what you're talking about, Simone Gile, yes, block them. If you see someone saying anything pretending to be me, unless it's I have another channel. That's fine. But no, I'm not telling you to WhatsApp me. I won't be doing that. Unless you already have my number and I know you have my number and I just say, hey, message me. That's different. But like give you my number and WhatsApp? No, I'm not doing that. Any hoodle. We're changing our lives, right? Wendy reported in that she is changing her life. She said a new beginning. She started a new beginning. I don't know what this new beginning is, but I can guess. And a lot of the women that I deal with through Exodus Summit are all starting new beginnings in some way or another. And so I am excited for all of you. Bibois resigned, taking a career break and planning an extensive stay in Mexico. Yes, this is what we're talking about. But before we get here, I'm talking to people who aren't here yet. Today's video is for you, Bibois. It's for you, Wendy. It's for you, all of you who are super excited about making a big change in your life. But it's also for the women who think that something like this, quitting your job, moving abroad, taking an extended career break, isn't possible. Because like solo travel is a little like, girl, what? Nisha's last day is August 11th. Okay, so can we pause for a second? This morning, at one of my, little insomnia experts, this morning I was thinking about when Stephanie and I started Exodus Summit almost 4 years ago. In 2020, 3 years ago, but we're coming up to the fourth summit. When we did that, we like once every like 2 or 3 months, someone would be like, I quit my job, y'all. I'm leaving, I'm going abroad. And now we're getting to the point where we hear a message like that like 3 or 4 times a week. And it's absolutely wild. Like every time I go into the Facebook group, there's someone being like, I walked out of there, gave them my notice, never coming back. And I'm like, this is a thing. And it's wild. Okay, so if you're new here, that I'm talking about, hi, I'm Rashida Dow. I'm a career break coach. I host an annual summit every fall that helps Black women move abroad and take career breaks. It's called Exodus Summit. You can find us at Exodus. You can find this year's summit at exodussummit.com/2023. That is the waitlist. Monica Adelina cleaned out her storage through the help of co-working. Credit for that. And in that summit, we help women live their dreams. I'm writing the link here, I think. This is the link for the waitlist for the summit. I can spell waitlist, and waitlist does not have a G in it, no matter what I type. What is happening? Child, my mama knows I can't answer this because it's going to come on my thingy. What's happening? Decline. My ringer is off, but this person has access to do that. Child. Or they say my phone is making noise. My mom is calling me to find out if I'm okay, but she was in the chat a minute ago, so I don't know what's happening. Can y'all can see me and hear me? Yes, because you're saying you love a scarf, which I got from her. So I know you can see me and hear me. So I don't know why she can't do this. Any hoodle. The other part about Adelia saying my phone is making noise is my phone never makes noise, right? Like the ringer was actually off. I don't know if you can see that. It was off. It is still off, and it still made noise. Wild. So let me message her. I'm on the internet. I'm live on YouTube. She said, whatever you're doing, I need to talk. The link isn't linking. It's exodussummit.com/2023. I probably spelled something wrong. Yes. Did I? I don't know. I'll grab the link for y'all. You could just do this. Oh, you know, if I get a little frazzled when there's too much going on. My phone works. It makes noise. I'm like, what's happening? It's not supposed to happen. Any hoodle. Okay, so Monica Adelina's, the next step she needed to do, I put my computer on Do Not Disturb. And this woman has still managed to disturb me. I don't know what's happening. When she can't online, she wants me to tech support her, even when I'm the actual person that's online. She wants me to tech support her. Any hoodle. Monica Adelina had the neck. No, she had an emergency, my child. Y'all be trying to be too generous. She can't see me. That's the emergency she's having. Monica Adelina's next step was to clean out her storage before she made her big move. And she cleaned out her storage. And she did it during co-working, which I host every Sunday on my other channel. Oh, will I be able to get that link right? What do you guys think? What do you think? Every Tuesday and Thursday, I host co-working over there. This was about if you're new, and then I got distracted because my mom called and all this other stuff. Let's get back to the point. The point was Exodus Summit helps women move. And it was a slow start at first. Like I said, one woman every few months, that's what it feels like. One woman every few months, we would hear from her, whatever. Now it is all the time. And it feels like a snowball that has gotten so large that like, I'm stunned. I'm not scared. I'm excited. I'm always excited. Even if I don't get to respond to everybody, I am excited every time I see it. But it's weird because all these women are making these big changes and coming to us and saying like, yeah, you helped. And I'm like, yes. Like, this is what we wanted. But now that what we wanted is happening, I'm still like, how is this happening? How? Because we went, like I said, we went from once every couple of months to like, honestly, a couple times a week now. And some of that is our audience getting larger. And some of that is just women being more open to the idea. At first, I think it took some people some time to get into the idea of not working, right? Of not being productive in the way the society tells you you're supposed to be productive, and not like in giving up the things that have anchored us into our current lives, right? And letting go of them to build new lives. And so, segue, one of the things I want to talk about today is the benefit of giving up the anchors and the ties and in creating the new life for yourself, and how, if you're interested in seeing what that feels like, you can experience that on solo travel without making the big leap, right? Without quitting your job or without moving abroad. Experience that on solo travel. Yes. Auntie Lou said the floodgates are open, but women are picking up that last sign to get the hell out. Yes. I love it. Reporting live throughout the globe. Overjoyed. We are, when we see y'all, we are overjoyed. And one of the things I love most about our community at Exodus Summit, in our Facebook group, that's exodussummit.com/community. One of the things I love most about it is that you guys are always so supportive of each other. It's always like, it's not like, well, that's not going to work. It's always like, okay, sis, you did that. And that shows me that I can do it too. And it's a community I really, really love. And it's not a community that we get to see in a lot of places. We don't get to see like pure encouragement, right? I think in most places in our lives, in our work, in our families, we don't get that unconditional, if you like it, I love it. And like a true, genuine, like, okay, like I'm not moving there, but I'm so excited you are, right? Like that is my favorite thing about Exodus Summit, that the women who are part of the community are just like bam, 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 bam. And so for people who aren't ready yet, this is for you today. Your big sisters on the journey are going to be here in the comments, right? A lot of them, like Krishan, turning apartment keys. Like she's got the logistics down, going to Tampa until she lives in Portugal because she got her residency in Portugal. Boom, supportive, beautiful. Someone who can open the door for you, right? I love that we cheer each other on. Okay. I saw something. What are we looking for something? All right. DW says I have a few more years before I'm ready to make my exodus. I started going through all my stuff and only keeping what I need and use away when it's time to go. I'll be ready. I was doing that yesterday in my bathroom. Ooh, my decluttering crew. I started decluttering my bathroom yesterday, getting rid of empty containers, like empty like travel size containers that I was not like containers that were purchased because they're travel size, but like, oh, this is small and empty. I'll keep it until I need to put something in there to travel with. No, I was like, let's just get rid of those. Let's just get rid of those. And like boxes that things came in, old things I'm not going to use it, like products where I'm like, I won't be using it anymore. I've stopped using like oils and butter in my hair. And so I had a bottle of Jamaican black castor oil, which I must have bought when either I was in Ohio or I was in the Bay, but I think I was in Ohio, and I haven't been in Ohio since 2016. So the oil is already like a lot of years old. It's already at least 7 years old. So yes, but these are things like it was underneath my sink. It wasn't something I saw regularly, so I didn't think about getting rid of it and making space for other stuff. But I went underneath the sink yesterday. You said rancid. I don't know. I didn't even open it. I looked at it and I was like, I don't even use oil in my hair. Dump this. Like, why do I have this? I went in my closet. So moving things from under the sink into my my storage closet. I was like, what's in this bag? I don't know what's in this bag. What's in this bag are those workout bands that I thought I somehow lost. But my cleaning lady put them in a bag to organize them. She put all my workout stuff in a bag. And I didn't, even though I've been looking at this bag, I didn't know what was in the bag. The bag is yellow. You know, I love yellow. The bag is yellow. It's in my face. I see it all the time. But it never dawned on me to consider what she had put in the bag. I think I looked in there once, and then that was like a year ago. I do not think I own those anymore. And they're right there on a shelf that is eye level for me. Child, y'all are so rude. I mean, you're right. You're right. But like, I can't be the only problem that has a person has a problem getting rid of stuff, right? Like, and like I said, I didn't open it. I don't know what's going on inside that bottle. I looked at it and I was like, this trash. That is that is trash because I did not buy it in Mexico, and I've been in Mexico solidly this last time for 3 years. So it's something. Whew. I mean, it's part of my decluttering policy, and she says it's a full-time job. It is. It is. I was thinking yesterday. This is truly segue on someone's watching this and being like, I can't watch your videos because I don't like the way it started. Okay, girl. Um, if you guys watched my vlog about clearing out my storage unit, you may have seen all the pens. You may have seen all the pens that I had. And I was like, well, fortunately, I can't get like that again. Like, I used to leave work every day when I worked in the law office with a pen. And then I had like hundreds of the same pen at home. I was like, I can't get like that again. And then when I was cleaning out underneath my sink yesterday, there were a bunch of the little bags you get from airlines and first class. You know, they got the socks and the eye masks and the little tiny toiletries and the pens. And this is what the pen container on my desk currently looks like. So even though I say it could never look like that again. I was cleaning yesterday. I came out of there with 3 pens and I was like, I'm headed in the wrong direction. Because I go through like 1 pen every 3 months. So I'm going through 1 pen every 3 months. Why? This is like 3 years of pens or more. This is more. This is like 6 years of pens. What am I? It's always somebody. It's always somebody having thoughts on your decluttering process. Mom, did you show up? Are you here? Message her. She didn't comment. Okay. On to Lucy's this week. I release the stress of the process of getting rid of my stuff. I'll do as much purging and selling as I can, but once my exit date hits, I'm out. They can put the rest on the curb. Yes. All right, you're there. Okay. So, solo travel. Pens. I love pens, but like, when does it become a problem? We're talking solo travel. And one of the reasons I want to talk about solo travel today is because I think there's nothing more empowering for a woman than reinventing herself, right? Reinventing yourself as the person you want to be, whether that is permanently or for Tuesday or for this vacation, like waking up and saying, this is who I'm going to be today, is a gift that we don't often get, but we can get our hands on when we solo travel. I said this 1,000 times on this channel. You move abroad, you're whoever you want to be, right? And oh my God, y'all, I don't know if you know about this. You probably don't know about this. It's very niche. Someone in this community heard me say that and has changed her name. She's moved abroad. She was there for a while. Everyone knows her as one name. Next time I saw her, I was introduced to her as a different name. And I was like, I don't what? Is it like, because in my head, I'm like, I thought I know her, but I don't know her by that name. And she was like, no, you said I could be anybody I want. So I changed my name. And I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. You could be anybody you want. You want to change your name, girl, change your name. Who gonna check you? You're not going to work. They're not going, right? They're not gonna call you the other name. If the people who love and care about you in your community will call you your new name. The people who don't call you your new name, those might not be your people. They might not remember. It took me just like, it took me just an explanation to be like, okay, I get it now. I understand what's going on. We're good, right? But she said, no, this is my name now. She said, I heard you say I could be whoever I wanted to be. And I never liked, I always liked this kind of name more than this kind of name. So I changed my name. My heart. I was like, oh my God, this is magic, right? That's the kind of thing you can do when you're on a career break and you're bopping around from city to city. That's the kind of thing you can do when you move abroad. These people don't know you, right? It's not like your girlfriend from the third grade who's going to be like, but you've always been Sally to me. Who is Sally? She don't exist anymore. And you can do this when you solo travel. You can practice this in small bits when you solo travel. And this is what I want for you, right? This is what I want for you. If you want it, if there are parts of your life that you don't like, I want you to practice shedding them when you solo travel. I want you to shed them completely when you take a career break, when you move abroad. Those parts aren't you anymore. But even if you're solo traveling for a week, right? I want you to try on a new persona. Try on a new name, right? Like if you're like, I don't like my name. I don't like, you don't like being American, be Canadian. Reclaim your entire life, right? Spend the time you are solo traveling before you're ready, before you go on your solo trip. Spend some time thinking about who you want to be on this trip, right? Who is it that you want to be on this trip? And what are the parts that resonate with who you are right now and are in alignment? And what are the parts that are like, this isn't who I've been to my family. This isn't who I've been historically, but I think it might feel good to try on those shoes, right? Try on some new shoes, baby. Who won't check you? This is the time, right? Career breaks, solo travel, moving abroad. These are the times to reinvent yourself. You've always wanted to be a potter. You're a potter now. Buy a wheel, rent a wheel, find a class, put on an apron, get some of that mud, clay underneath your nails. You're a potter now. Do whatever it is you want to be that person. So one of the ways in which I changed when I was on my career break, solo traveling on my career break, was that I was a person. I was a traveler. And I know some of y'all are like this too. When I traveled, if there's a top 10 list, let me hit all the top 10 things. And like, I was in Europe and I can pass on the churches, but I love museums. I like, this is not like I feel like I should do it thing, but like I truly love going to museums and seeing, because I feel like, me personally, I can learn a lot about the culture and the history of a location or of a people by seeing the artifacts in a museum. Unless it's the British Museum, because none of that shit's yours. I guess the history and the culture is stealing. Anyhoodle, I love going to museums and seeing all of the things that rightfully belong to the people there. and like getting an idea of like history, culture, etc. And so even if it's just paintings, like just if it's not rel- relics, but paintings, yes, like I want to see it. Um, I think I was in was I in Madrid or Barcelona? I think I was in Madrid. It was my first stop in Europe, and I was like, that museum is like half a mile away. I need to get out of bed and go to the museum. And for like 3 days, I was telling myself, I need to get out of bed and go to the museum. I need to go to bed and get out of I need to get out of bed and go to the museum. I need to get it. And I couldn't do it. And I felt terribly bad. I felt like I was wasting my time on my trip. I felt like, well, maybe I'm depressed, worried about myself. I was so concerned that something was wrong with me because the thing I want to do, I'm not doing it. And then I realized like the thing I actually want to do is sleep. It took me a while. I didn't realize that in Madrid. After in Madrid, I told myself, you have to get out of the house at least every other day. And that could just be going to the corner to get some food. We have to get out of the house every other day, out of the Airbnb. You don't have to go all day long, but you have to leave at least once. You can have one day in the house nonstop. The next day you got to go do something, right? That's what I told myself in Madrid, and it helped me. Throughout my travels, though, I realized that what I needed was rest. Yes. So High Vibe says maybe your body was simply communicating it needed rest. I couldn't hear it. My brain, right? Because I was not a person who ever had time to rest for days on end and not do anything, because that would be wasting a vacation. And if you've never had time to experience resting for days on end, you probably don't realize how necessary and how important it is. And so my body was like, I'd like it if we sat down. My brain was like, but the door, it's right there. Let's go. Along the way, later on, not Madrid, but later on, um, I was like, if you want to rest, just rest. You don't ever have to leave a house if you don't want to. You don't ever have like your body needs rest. That's I finally picked up on the sign. And instead of being a person who was like, when I go to a city, I need to see the like, give me the top things at least. Let me at least see what these people are talking about. Because as much as people talk smack about like top 10 lists about a city, there's usually a reason they were top 10. Now, in every city, it's not always going to ring true, right? Some of them are just going to be like, ugh, I do not resonate with that thing at all, right? But there's a reason it's a top 10, right? I'm not a person who's like, oh, that's too touristy. I can't do that. Ew. People like it. I can't do things that other people like. No, that's not me. Eiffel Tower me, baby, right? Like, I don't care. There's a reason. So it's not so much that like I feel like I don't have to do these things. It's I feel like now I understand that I don't have to do anything. So instead of being a person that goes on vacation and has to do the things, I have become a person that can solo travel and not do anything. Now, my mama is still a person who likes to do things. So when we travel together, she'll be like, let's go into the city. And I'm like, what if we went onto the couch? What if we? No. Okay. But that is who I have become now. I can go to a new city, and do nothing. In fact, I've picked out like in Mexico, my favorite city to do nothing is Puerto Vallarta. I go to the resort and I don't leave the resort. And nobody on this planet can make me feel bad about it. Nobody. Who? What? I go to the resort. A man brings me a drink, and then he brings me some food, and then I get in the pool, and then I get back out onto the lounge chair, and then there's some more food. And I'm not going to the ocean because there's an alligator. Not for me. Where that resort is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. My PV people know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to the ocean over there because, and y'all, it's not every. That is not to say you can't get in the water in PV. Where the resort is, there are warnings about alligators walking on the beach. And in my brain, if there's an alligator walking on the beach, at some point there's an alligator in the water. No, no, that's what my brain tells me. So I don't do the water there, except for the pool. I intend, if you hear me say I'm going to Puerto Vallarta, I am going to a resort to lay on the beach and do nothing, and I will not feel bad about it. People are like, oh my God, the mountains are so pretty. You just go hiking, blah, 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 and ride a horse. I am on the beach. I am on the beach. I might even make it to the beach. The beach is kind of far. I may really just be by the pool, chilling. I'm not doing that. I want the joy of doing nothing and feeling no guilt, because that's what I didn't have. It was, I could do nothing, right? But I felt guilty. That's who I was before. Solo travel allowed me to become a person who does nothing. We'll go to a whole new city. I will get on a plane and go somewhere else to do nothing and feel nothing about it. This is what I want to do. Sparkles, thank you for the gift. Gracias. Sade. Hey. Yeah. Nothing. Comfort. Is this a solo trip? And do you need more than 1 or 2 relaxing days? I now have a city that I go to a couple times a year to do nothing. And y'all know I don't work that hard the rest of the year. It's not like I'm in a factory, right? It's not like I'm working at an Amazon plant. Baby, if y'all doing that, I feel for you because they talking crazy right now. I'm not doing that much, and I still reserve the right to do nothing and feel nothing about it. Glad you're here, Shade. All right, what I missed in the comments? Yes, I mean, at Puerto Vallarta, that is my city. Find you a city you can go to and do nothing and feel good about it. It's magic. Absolute magic. I love it. Oh, are there crabs in the water? Is that what we're talking about? Does it come in green? It says yep, and lots of crabs. Is that in the water? Or is that a different crab conversation? The only crab I want to talk about is the crab on my plate. That's the only crab I am interested in. The first time I got to the resort, my preferred resort in Puerto Vallarta, the bellman walked into my room, my bags, whatever, and he was like, "Okay, here's what you need to know." Blah 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 blah. Also, don't walk on the beach after dark. It's dangerous. And I was like, and he like turned to go, and I was like, "Not so fast, buddy. Like, what is the?" I don't know the city, so I don't know. I don't quite understand why the beach is dangerous, but not the street and the surrounding. What is the danger? So I know how to think about it myself, right? You have to tell me what the danger is. You can't just tell me it's dangerous. He was like, "Oh no, there's a gator on the beach, and sometimes people don't see it at night." And I was like, "Oh, okay." They also have signs that people die. They're like, "Don't parasail," because people die here from parasailing every year. And I'm like, "You're not letting nobody have no fun, no parasailing." And then the guides will come by and be like, "Want to parasail?" And they're standing right behind the sign that says, "I mean, you might could die." Just like, what? But yes, don't go parasailing there. People die every year. and gators. If the gator's on the beach, the gator has to be in the ocean at some point. Like, I just don't think, I don't trust it. So I don't want to be. I don't go. I have never ever. I've been there multiple times. Never ever been in the water. I think. Have I dipped my toe in? No, I have gone kayaking and paddleboarding, but like actually in the water myself, no. Mm-mm. Okay, Nubianette says my last trip was 4 weeks and I need some rest. I allowed myself to be comfortable with the jet lag and happily lounge in the mornings and out the rest of the day, outdoor restaurants, bars every day. Yes. Do you want to be the kind of person that goes to outdoor restaurants and bars every day? Do that's who you are on your break. If you want to be the kind of person in your brain, you're like, I've always wanted to like read books, be the mysterious lady reading books for hours in a cafe. You are that on your next solo trip. You are that. That is you. That's you. You are now reader, woman reading in the corner by candlelight. Mm-mm. That's you now. Whatever it is, right? So before your next solo trip, allow your mind to think about the possibilities, right? Like, who could you be? Who would you like to be? If you're going to take a career break, if you're going to move abroad, think about what are the parts of you that you'd like to shed, right? Like, this might surprise you guys. You probably don't see this coming. But I used to be very uptight. Can't imagine that, can you? I used to be very uptight. Now I take joy in not caring. I take such joy in not caring. If it doesn't impact me and I'm not impacting someone else, whatever. I do not care. I don't care. I love not caring now. I love the beauty and the joy that comes from not caring. Right? I sweep around my front door and that's it. That's it. Nothing else. And don't bring this back up in Exodus 7 when you see me tripping about something. I used to be uptight. If you see me being uptight again, it's because somebody did something that triggered the old me, not the new me. Yes, Tiffany Cherry's part of a not caring ministry. Go somewhere new, be somewhere new. Did Stephanie help cure that for me? I don't know. Working with her has got like, working with her, I think it's good for both of us because we care about different things. Like, there are things where I'm like, what about this? There are parts where like I will care about something and she won't. And in the end, I'm right. And there are parts where I'm wrong. But she'll easily tell, like, I'll be like, we need to figure this thing out because this is, you guys know I was a lawyer. Part of my job, I wasn't the go to court and fight about the problem lawyer. I was the make sure the problem doesn't happen lawyer. And so for a decade, most of my job, which means most of my life, was anticipating the problems and coming up with solutions in advance. And every once in a while, Stephanie's like, you're worried about something that's not going to happen. And then every once in a while, that thing happens. Which is like, you just said that. I'm like, yes. Because I can see problems coming, and sometimes those problems don't come, right? And so do I worry less? I don't know if Stephanie helped cure me of it. I think working with her, because we don't care about the same things, has been good for me. And because I think more than her, having the consequence be my problem as opposed to like the employer's problem, right? Like, when you work for a company, you can't mess anything up, because even if it only costs them like $30 to fix it, it's still like, oh my God, I can't believe. With us, if there's a fix, we're like, what does it cost? Just fix it. We truly are like, oh yeah, that's the problem. Okay, what? And we fix, and there's no judgment. There's no repercussions. It's very much like, okay, we screwed up. How do we fix that? That's an issue. Okay. Like, I remember last year when we were doing this is not the kind of thing that's going to happen, so don't worry about this, guys. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell you, this is not something I would normally share, because like I don't want you to think badly about us, but whatever. Last year when we were selling tickets to the meetup in Marrakesh, someone bought 2 tickets, and something happened, and we needed to refund 1. And there was a disconnect between me and Frances, and I thought Frances had refunded her. And so I was like, you've been refunded. And she was like, later on, she was like, I have not been refunded. And so we were like, okay, boom, refund. And we'll give you a ticket to the next Exodus Summit. And like, she was really happy. She was really happy with the outcome. So like, even when we screwed, like I was mortified. I've been telling this woman for weeks that we refunded her, or days. I don't know how long. I think she emailed twice. I was like, no, you've been refunded. You were refunded. Check your credit card company. I don't know. But having that, like, working with someone who's understands me in the same way, where we're both like, oh yeah, there's a fix to this. It's probably money. So like, we're in the business to make money, which means we're in business to spend money. We'll fix it. I am so sorry we didn't refund you on time. Here's a ticket. Oh, you're more than happy, and I'm happy. Done. Not only do I work with someone who understands business the same way I do, we want our end customer to be happy, and we will do what it takes for them to be happy in mass, but not necessarily individually. I can't cater to everybody. Can't do it. When I'm wrong, but can't cater to everybody. But also having customers like you guys who are like, we know you're not trying to do anything wrong. Like the lady was like, I know you're not trying to steal my money. Like, there must be a disconnect here. And I was like, there absolutely is. My bad. Right? She wasn't like, I can't believe this, I'm filing. She was like, oh yeah, it's not a problem. This is what has helped change me, running this business with a team and with customers who are always like, who always care about the other person, right? Like our customers care about us. Our customers care about us, and we care about our customers. And we all know that nobody's in it to like screw the other person over, which is why I get more tense around Exodus Summit. I'll just be perfectly honest. Uptight Rashida kind of checks in. Stephanie says we didn't meet until after career break. Rashida took over. I really don't know the Uptight Rashida. She sees Uptight Rashida she might not know it, because I think sometimes I try to hold it in. Every Exodus Summit season, Uptight Rashida comes out at least 3 or 4 times. What happens with Exodus Summit is we get a lot of new people who aren't used to us, and they don't give us the benefit of the doubt that you guys give us. So they can't log in in like, if the event starts at 8:01 and at 8 o'clock and at 8:01 they're having a problem logging in, then we're defrauding them. I'm like, we have sent you directions on how to log in like 6 times this week over email. And we've told you to test your email and you didn't do it. But all of a sudden, you want to file a complaint, right? Like, because you can't immediately get the thing. It's not working for you immediately the way you expect it to. Those people aren't our community, right? I don't know how I got here. How did we get here? This is not about the solo travel combo. But most people aren't our community. You guys are. And that's part of what has allowed Uptight Rashida to like be in the past completely. Is that like I deal with the thing I brag about the most is that I no longer speak to people I don't want to speak to. Every Exodus Summit, we get a communication from someone. And I'm like, these are not our people. And we deal with it appropriately. And then I never have to speak to that person again. But the rest of the year, it's love, it's joy. I have done the work to surround myself with people I love and people who love me. And that's who I am now, right? In my old life, I was a person who was uptight because I was, even when I worked for companies, some of you are going to recognize what I'm saying. What I was incentivized to do was in direct conflict with what most of the people were incentivized to do. They were incentivized to, most of the time, to make money however they can. And I was incentivized to get in the way of foolishness. Those things did not. So I was at war with my coworkers every day. That is not a person, that's not a life that leads to like fun, relaxing vacations. Because on your fun, relaxing vacation, here goes somebody trying to email you to start a war. Woo! And so that conflict is gone now. I have no conflict in my life. I have none. The people I work with, because I have built this life for myself on my career break, I move abroad. The people I work with, my customers, are people I like, respect, and who have the same goal I do. I know that there are over 200 people watching this right now. I know that at least, I'm going to say 150 of you want Exodus Summit to be successful as much as I do. Y'all want Exodus Summit to be successful as much as I do. And so, right? Our goals aren't in conflict. And having us want the same thing and have our goals not be in conflict, what am I going to be uptight about? What am I going to be uptight about? I feel like not refunding that, out of the top of my head, not refunding that woman when she asked for the refund is the biggest oops I can think about from last year. And when I was in the Bay Area, she still came through the house and helped me clean things up. She came to the house and helped organize things. She came to the house and helped take things that needed to be donated somewhere to a place to be donated. So even when I'm messing things up, there's still enough care and concern that it doesn't put us in like a conflicting place. How many of my coworkers from the old job would have come to the house when I was moving to help me move, to help me sort through things? Even when I make a mistake, there's grace, right? Even when y'all make mistakes, and some of you do, in relationship to Exodus Summit, there's still grace, unless you talk to us crazy, and then there's no grace. I'm so sorry. There's no grace there. But we're talking about solo travel. I'm talking about reinventing yourself. And this is, I guess, the longer story of how I reinvented myself and the tools that I've used. I have chosen to do work that nourishes me and that I get paid back for in cash, because I like cash, but also in love, in joy, right? I get paid back because women are like, you helped change my life. And that means something to me, right? And that's not ego. That's knowing that that woman can pay it forward to someone else, right? There's nothing she needs to pay back to me, but she can pay it forward to someone else. This is a movement, right? This is a movement, and it requires a lot of us. And so when I come on here on Sundays and I'm like, move abroad, take a career break, quit that job, solo travel, I do it because I want more of you out in the world paying it forward to other people. Pay it forward. Because, like, there's nothing more important than your freedom, which is why the theme for this year's Exodus Summit is find your freedom. This is a joke. If you watched Stephanie's live yesterday, you will understand what I'm saying. 3 ways to freedom. 3 ways. Freedom. 3. Find your something. Freedom. Work freedom. Time freedom. Money freedom. You will know that Stephanie and I play very different roles in Exodus Summit, and we're both very focused on specific details and very unaware of what other details are. And it's part of the reason our business works. I don't know. This isn't the theme, but it's closer than whatever I was saying. Find your freedom, I think, is the one I liked the best. But I don't know. I'm very excited about this year's Exodus Summit. Someone asked earlier how much they should be saving for early bird tickets. It depends on if you want weekend passes or all access passes. You want all access passes, they'll be a little bit more expensive than they were last year. Whatever you paid for your ticket last year, save that much and a little bit more. It'll make sense. It'll all make sense. I promise you. When you see what we got going on. Aspen Sierra's getting the all access pass this time because she's not playing herself again. I'm telling you, this year, if it works out as planned, and I'm pretty sure it will. Woo! I'm pretty sure it will. If it works out as planned, the all access ticket is going to be so worth it. We'll say about. And we'll announce those in a couple weeks. Yes, when it works out as planned. It's going to work out as planned. It just means we got to work. So Stephanie and I, the other day, I said something to Stephanie. We're having a conversation. We're having a hard conversation. Not hard because we don't, like, it's not a conflicting conversation, but like a hard conversation because we don't like, neither one of us likes the choices in front of us. We have multiple choices and neither one of us likes any of the choices. But we know we have to make one. And like, I'm telling her something and she's like, you're making us do more work. And I was like, I know. I know. I am so sorry. Woo! Y'all are gonna lose your shit. when it works out as planned. When it works out as planned, y'all are gonna be like, oh, they meant it. All right. But yeah, she was like, if we do what you're proposing, we're going to have to do more work. And I was like, I know. She's like, and we don't have the bandwidth to do more work. And I'm like, I know, but we want this to be the best it can be. And so we're going to do what we have to do. It's about to be crazy. Raquel would like all access to maintain, to confirm your place on the wait list. If you sign up for the wait list, you're on the wait list, baby. We're not taking nobody off. There is, as far as I know, as of today, this might change. As far as I know, there isn't going to be a limit to how many people can buy the all access ticket, but sometimes we have to put limits on. Last year there was a limit because of technical issues like restrictions on platforms, etc. This year, I don't think there's going to be a limit, but there could be one. Got it? All right. So you don't, what I'm saying is that, like, yes, sign up for the wait list, but don't feel like, I want you guys to build hype, but I don't want you to feel like if you don't buy tickets on the first day, you're going to like die, because that's not how it's set up. I saw the question about solo traveling in the US first. Yes, but even before that, like if you solo traveling is like, oh, it makes me a little anxious, do find solo things to do in your neighborhood or in a different neighborhood. I live in a fancy neighborhood, but I like going deeper into the fancy, and going to a cafe and just sitting there, right? Take my laptop, work for a little while, or maybe just go eat by myself. If you want to solo travel and you haven't done it, practice eating out by yourself. Go to dinner by yourself. I'm like, let me go to the fancy place. Yes, I'm gonna get a cocktail, right? Sit at the bar or get a table, whatever you want. Try the small things first, because that way you don't have to wait to try the solo experience until you manage to book a trip, right? Like this weekend, it's Sunday. Next weekend, if you can't do it today, if you have ties in your life, a partner, offspring, something like that, abandon them for a couple hours. I mean, if they need to be abandoned with someone who watches them, do that. But leave them alone and then go do something solo where you are visibly solo and you can feel yourself being alone. So I don't mean going to the movies by yourself, because going to the movies by yourself isn't something that normally feels very solo because everyone's watching the screen. Go solo to dinner. Go solo to a museum. Go solo to a place where you have to sit with your own thoughts. No one's like, it's not the screen creating thoughts for you, right? You're not looking at what the director wants you to see. You're not consuming content in a dark room. Go do something where you have to be alone with your thoughts, with yourself for a couple of hours, because that is the hardest part for me of traveling. And I'm an introvert. Spending time alone with your thoughts can be the hardest part of traveling solo. Being like, okay, I'm here, I'm alone. You know how to eat. You can eat a solo dinner, because you've eaten a solo dinner at home. You can eat a solo dinner in public. It just feels different, right? If you've gotten on a plane with other people, you can get on a plane by yourself. Anything you've done before with other people, unless you were like a child and didn't have to deal with any of the details, If you've done it as an adult and had to care about the details, like buying a ticket, you can do it by yourself. Go do solo things and enjoy them. So Nat J. Mann says, I still remember a lovely solo dinner in Santa Fe before heading to the opera years ago for my birthday. It felt a little odd, but it was so nice. Yes. I'm telling you, when nice waiters see you sitting alone, they're going to be really nice to you. Like most of, like 95% of like the wait staff is going to be really nice to you. Because hey girl, what you doing? What you eating? What's going on? Want a recommendation? You got to abandon them. Abandon. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. A whole booth eating brunch solo. Okay. Teresa says, I've always done things solo, lunch, dinner, movies, museums, a pool, but never considered solo travel until I met Exodus. Yay. But I also want to know why. Like, what in your brain, right or wrong, in your brain, what the difference was, right? And it was it just that it never even like dawned on you, or it didn't feel like something that was feasible? I'm gonna tell you, I love a solo trip. It's not for everybody, but I love it. I can wake up when I want to wake up. I was in Portugal with my mom when we were in, not Lisbon, but the other one, Porto. The only place I could find, and short notice, because we were booking stuff short notice, that seemed like it would be a good fit was a 5-bedroom house. We didn't need 5 bedrooms at all. What was it 4? It was 4 or 5. It was 5, I think. I took a bedroom upstairs on technically the 3rd floor, and she was downstairs on the 2nd. The 2nd floor had 2 bathrooms, upstairs had 1. And even though we're on different floors of the house, that woman would still find a way to wake me up. Because she's coming through the house, clickety clacking, clickety clacking, clickety. Why are you doing? We have a rule that when she stays at my house, she's not allowed out of bed before a certain time. Because she lets logic go out the window. One time, I'm sensitive to ginger. It makes me choke a little. One time she woke up in the morning with the pots. Clickety clack, a West Indian mother. Clickety clacking the pots in my home. She woke up, opening doors, running water, clickety clacking the pots. And then she brewed a ginger tea that was so strong that even in my room with the door closed, and even though I was lying in bed and trying to ignore the ruckus in my home, I started choking. On my door is closed. There's a huge sliding glass door here that could be open to let I feel like it was like 20 parts ginger, 1 part water was her ratio of that tea making that day. I could not breathe. I had to go outside. I had to leave she smoked me out of my own place with the ginger. Baby, what did you? And that's why I like solo traveling. Ain't nobody boiling ginger at like 7 a.m. Nobody's clickety clacking through the house. I literally be like, you need to stay in bed. Every single night she's in my home, I remind her, that she needs to stay in bed until an agreed upon time, and we talk about the time. Don't get up. Don't be out here clickety clap doing things. Because what are you? I had to leave my own apartment because the smell of a ginger had me choking before I was even out of bed. That doesn't happen when you solo travel. I promise you. I promise you. But that will not happen while you solo travel. Now, there may be a neighbor who's doing something and you can't control that. But it's not the person you brought with you, right? The person, when you guys go on trips and there's the person that has every minute planned out. And then there's the person that's like, why would we travel like that? You get to be whatever one of those people you want to be. You could be the super planned one day and absolutely nothing planned. Why would I ever consider making a reservation on the second day? This could be I'm this person on a Monday, I'm this person on Tuesday. What if you what you can be whoever you want to be. So practice ahead of time. Practice ahead of time is one of my favorite things to do. Go get a meal by yourself. She needs many times up. She needs, like, I promise you, there were a couple places in Morocco where she almost got left behind. What are you doing? Just clickety clacking through the house with my pots. Stop. On the stove. Clack. Hear the gap. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes. You get to be greedy when you're on vacation. You get to be greedy. Mm-mm. Yeah. And so um, there are people who will judge you for solo traveling, but they're not on vacation. You are. Right? If I have to I have talked to two of my friends in the last week or two about vacations. And both of them are like, yes, I need it. Let me get back to you with dates. And the reason I can talk to friends at a time is I can vacation anytime. As long as it's not September or October, anytime of the I can go on one vacation and leave again on another vacation. It means nothing to me. Right? Y'all know this. So I was like, yeah, we can plan multiple vacations, no big deal. Just let me know when. And both of them are like, nothing. Let me get back to you. Nothing. I'm still gonna live my life. I'm still gonna be on vacation by myself. And then I go on vacation by myself and I hear, why didn't you tell me? I did. I asked you what dates worked for you. And you said, I'll get back to me. And you never got back to me. Yes, I solo travel, so I don't have to plan things with other people. I go when I want to go. I come back when I want to come back. Okay. Leslie is wondering if it might get old if you have too much alone time. When I was on my career break, there was a time where I was like, I feel lonely. I was in Paris. No, I was somewhere in France, but it wasn't Paris. And y'all know I speak any French. If you speak to me in French, I might understand you, and my brain will be like, yes, girl, give them that other language. Give it to them, and Spanish will come out. Because that's the other language I can grasp. Like, I can understand a little bit of what you're saying, and I will respond to that little bit with what I can say that sounds like what you're saying, but it's not the same thing. And one of my friends gave me a tip, and that was, when you feel like you need some company, go to an American chain restaurant, hotel, and go sit at the bar. She was like, just go sit at the bar. I heard English. I heard Americans. I was cured. Oh, thank you. That's been enough. That's been enough. So, thank you. I'm good not understanding anything else for another like week or so. Now that I've heard this conversation and I remember so many things, I don't need this anymore. So that's one way. Another way is like stay in group spaces, stay in hostels, right? Stay in hotels and meet people who are staying in your hotel. Do adventures with them. Sign up for if my career break. One of the ways I made community was going on tours and then forming relationships with people on that tour. There are many times where it'd be like, well, we did this today. What are you doing tonight? You want to go hang out and do something later on tonight? And you spend hours with them, right? And you're probably hopefully going to a public place. So they're probably not a serial killer. And even if they are, you're probably not going, somewhere where they might kill you. Like, I met some people on a tour and we went to Lucha Libre. You're probably not going to kill me in the stadium with thousands of people. And I'm not going anywhere after this with you. Because it's been dark for a couple hours now, which means it's time for me to go to bed. I left a place after dark the other day. I was leaving. It was after 9, I think. And there was somebody on the mic. And they were like, where are you going? And I was like, it's dark. Like, I'm going to bed. Like, what kind of question? What kind of question is that? So, going to bed. Yes, if you are unsure about making friends, about doing that kind of thing, if you're worried that you're going to be too alone, there are things you can do. Where you stay can impact that. Are you staying in a room in a home through Airbnb where you have a host? Some people have really great experiences with that. Hostels are another good way to meet people. Group tours, hotels. If you go to an American, like a Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton in another country, there is in a city where business travelers go to, and those are usually the ones that have those hotels, there is a business traveler at the bar. And even if you can talk to them, but even if you don't talk to them, hearing any conversation they can have will cure you of whatever you're feeling. I promise. This is what I'm talking about. This is it. Be whoever you want. Be whoever you want. Especially if it's not your city. You're a duchess. Because your great-grandmother married a Romanian prince. It don't have to make sense. Who gonna check you? And if they do, and if they're Romanian and know you're lying, who cares? Who cares? What are they gonna do? Not talk to you anymore? Okay. Be like, you get to be whoever you want to be. Reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. Give them a new name, a new occupation. Tell them you don't talk to strangers. You only listen. And then watch them. Make it fun. Solo travel is going to be what you make it for yourself. It's going to be what you make it for yourself, right? To make it fun. What's your new? Listen, I just said, what's your new name? And Dawn tells us it's Vivian. Okay, Vivian. Do it. Do it. Yes. Say whatever you want to say. Yes. Stay in a hostel, take a tour, take a class. You'll probably find some English speakers. Solo travel does not mean that you're lonely. It does not mean that you're alone the whole time. It means that you get to choose when you're putting your foot into other people's spaces and when you're taking your foot out. You know, you put your right hand in to socializing and then take your right hand out. Left hand in? You shake it all about. Right? Like you get to do whatever you want. You get to be whoever you want, and you get to be that for the amount of time you want. Do you want to be a dairy farmer for Iowa for this week? Right? And that I'm not saying that like the point of this is to go abroad and lie. I'm saying that the point of this is to go abroad and do what you want to do in the way you want to do it, right? So if your backstory is that you're a dairy farmer from Iowa, and so because of that, all you do every day is wear overalls because you've always wanted to wear different style overalls without being judged every day. Like if this is what you want for your vacation, do that. If you want to come up with a backstory to support it, do it. I don't care. I don't care. If anybody I ever met when I was solo traveling lied to me about their background, it does not matter to me because I probably don't remember it. Your trip is who you want. Are you a woman who only wears like, I don't know, like 6-inch stilettos wherever you go? Right? Which probably means you sit down a lot. Right? Is that who you are on vacation? Mysterious. Is there always a hat with a veil? Yes. Be a woman who wears a hat with a veil every day on vacation. Because why not? You're solo traveling. Right? Whoever you want to be, whatever persona you want to try it on and see whether you want to bring more of that into your permanent life. Right? This is not just for the act of it all. See, how does this feel? Does it feel good? Do you want more of that in your permanent life? Do you want to wear a hat with a veil to your next brunch? Right? Whatever you want to do, be that person, do that thing. This is, and like I said, I'm not just saying do this for the fun of it, although it does sound pretty fun, right? But like do it to try it on and see how much of this you want to bring back to your life, to your existing life, and to see how much of this you want to bring forward with you into your new life, right? When you come back from your solo trip, if you're here, you're probably thinking about taking a career break or moving abroad. When you come back from your solo trip, if you're like, oh, I am not a 6-inch heel woman, I have learned that. Thank you. It looked fun. Like it's not something I can do in real life because I've got kids, so I got to run around, blah, 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 blah. On vacation, I didn't like it either. That's not me. A red lip. You know I love a red lip. Are you a red lip queen on vacation? But you can't do it at home because something, 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 something. Maybe God. I don't know. I don't know. Right? Like, if you do it for a week and you love it, remember that when you take your career break. Remember that when you move abroad. Remember that on your next vacation. Remember that on a Saturday when no one else is going to see you. Remember that for your solo dinner, right? The point of this all is to get closer to who you really are inside without the hindrances of who you've always been, right? Who we've always been can tie us back, can hold us back. Who we're with. You might have a family full of haters. I don't know. You might have people who will only look like, I know a lot of moms who wear the mom hat, and like the mom hat is all they feel like they can do. It's just the mom hat. It's whatever the kids need. Like, and so the mom hat changes because it's whatever the kids need. It's the mom hat, it's the mom hat, it's the mom hat. Take the mom hat off for a week. Leave them kids with somebody else. Somebody loves those kids. It's not me, but somebody does. Right? Leave them kids somewhere. And then go be somebody else that's not wearing the mom hat. Who do you want to be when you're not worker lady or mom lady or wife lady or carpool lady or gotta pay the bills lady? Practice that on vacation, right? Maybe you find out that you're not really red lip sis, right? Like, that's not you. Maybe you find out that you are mysterious lady in the back of the cafe with a ponytail, no makeup, and a notepad doodling. That's what you love to do. Bring that forward with you, and then also see how you can work it into your day to day. Can you do that an hour a month, an hour a week, right? Like, how can you fit that into your life? We don't get a lot of opportunities to try these things in our day to day life. Because if you go to your neighborhood cafe with your hair in a ponytail and no makeup and doodling, somebody knows gonna come by and start asking you questions. Oh, hey, Sarah, I didn't know you drew. What are you doing here? How are the kids? How's work going? Last time I know Joe said he was, maybe they were downside. Right? Find a way to figure out more things that you like and you want to incorporate into your life. And that might mean trying something new every day or vacation. Why are we going to Finland? What's going on? I love going to Finland because I can be me. I love walking around with my resting bitches because I leave you alone. No small talk, no pressure. You're friendly. I fit in so well there. I have never been to Finland, but that sounds right up my alley. Go ahead. Yes. Traveling in character. Be whoever you want to be. I saw. Okay, so let me show you. I screenshot this. Oh, is it going to be here on the other phone yesterday? I was going to send it to Adelia, but I didn't. Here it is, because it wasn't attached to the phone with WhatsApp. But these ads on Facebook know me. They know me. They know me. I saw this, and I was like, I want this. Like, this is so me. But it's not me in Mexico City, because where am I going in this? I say this all the time. I find so many things like this. It's ridiculous. It's so me though. But like in a typical week, I go to Pilates. I go to yoga. I go to a cafe. I go out to eat, but usually not dinner, usually lunch, because it's rainy season and I'm not trying to get caught up in the rain. Right? I'm not an out in the streets person, but my closet is an out in the streets closet because I like shiny things. And so on vacation, I'm going to be more out in the streets. Like, I love a super high heel. My knees don't. And the Mexico City streets don't love a super high heel. So am I going to bring heels with me when I travel? Especially now that I got a bunch out of storage? Yes. Yes. Now, not when I was in Lisbon and Porto, because I like my life. I don't want to die, right? Do I normally? No, but am I going on my next trip, I'm going to try to take advantage of that better, right? I am generally like a room service person, but I know the next time I'm in Puerto Vallarta, I'm not leaving the resort, but I'm gonna go to one of the restaurants in the resort, dressed fancy, and eat alone. This is my new plan, right? Maybe in this. I mean, look at that. Where am I going? Nowhere, everywhere. I bought a dress the other day. I think I posted about it. I was like, where am I going? And like, it's like a floor length silk, collar up to here, sleeves down to there, like sheath dress from the 50s. It's very like city statement piece. I saw it. I was like, this is magic. I tried it on. It fit perfectly. And the person I with was not a good support person because they were like, oh, of course you have to buy it. And I was like, but I shouldn't. And they were like, no, like, duh, buy it. And so I was like, where do I do it? And I think Adelia was like at the grocery store on Tuesday. So I'm seeing her later today. And I was like, do I just show up to her moment in a ridiculous dress? What would she say? What would she say if I showed up to her moments in my ridiculous dress? I don't know, right? But on vacation, nobody cares. On vacation, right? Nobody cares. Yes. My shopping support person, my shopping support person was not supportive. Woo! Yes. Um, ridiculous. I might now that Adelia says absolutely, I might actually wear the dress because I have nowhere else to wear it to. We'll see what the weather says. Um, y'all always, where are the people who say no? I'm not going shopping with you, but I just want to know that you're around. Yes, or a lot of you get it. You're being your true selves that you haven't been able to be. Yes, but sometimes we don't know what our true self is. So we got to try out a few different things, right? Like find the thing that you really like and do that. Find the thing you really like and do it. What is that thing? That thing where you're like, I wish I was able to spend more time gardening. Go on a solo trip and volunteer at some garden thing. I can't speak to that because I don't, like I said, plants are inside thing for me, not an outside thing. I'm not a garden person. I don't know. There's bugs out there. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Auntie Lou's wearing long skirts, long photo shoot skirts everywhere, including the markets. She's gonna be like walking through, trailing fabric behind her. Done. Be who you want to be, right? And then bring some of that home with you. Bring some of that home. Find the thing that feels fun. Cassandra says it's time to have more fun. It is. What are the ways that you're making yourself small in your current life? Or the ways in which you're putting other people's needs ahead of yours? And what are the ways that you can dive into who you really want to be on vacation? You're by yourself. Does that mean sleeping for 6 days? Maybe it does. Does it mean going to like a mountain climbing camp? Maybe, but maybe that's solo. I'm not going to be there, right? Like, yes, that's one of you is like, ooh, mountain climbing camp. Huh. I'm proud of you. A little confused, but proud of you. Do the thing. Whatever that thing is, go do the thing. You don't get a lot of opportunities to be whoever you want because most of us have restrictions in our day-to-day life, right? Like you show up to work enough times in a big hat with a veil, somebody's gonna talk to you. Unless you own unless you own the workplace, right? Somebody's gonna talk to you. Somebody's gonna be like, so can we HR just wanted me to sit down and talk to you about I used to work at a place where I couldn't wear this because we couldn't show our shoulders. Women couldn't show our shoulders. And there was a woman we had to talk to multiple times. I also be like, I'll say something to her. Girl, you're the boss. Why do I have to go? She don't work for me. She don't work for me. You go tell her. We couldn't show our shoulders. So I know a big dramatic hat would have been like, what are you, why are you? No, we don't do that here. Right? Do the thing. Adults forget to just play and explore. Yes, this is your opportunity. Like consider solo travel your time to play and explore, right? It's not, it doesn't have to be your time to do what everybody else does on vacations, right? Like you're unlikely going to get me on a jet ski and like, I don't know. I like water activities, but I like nice, calm water activities. You're not gonna get, probably unlikely to get me in a speedboat and a jet ski and like, ooh, let's go to the ocean and do like those fun. Like maybe, but that's not what I came to vacation for, right? That's not what I want. It's gonna be what somebody else wants. You don't have to do the thing that everybody else does in the place you go to, right? You don't have to. You can go to Cairo and learn about hieroglyphics and not go see the pyramids. Now somebody's gonna come here telling me, no, you can't go to Cairo without. They're actually in Giza. That's the first thing they're gonna say. They're actually in Giza, and you should never go to. You can do whatever you want, right? You don't. Now I told you I'm a top 10 person, so this is not me saying you should not do those popular things. I am a top 10 person, but like maybe I'm a top 10 person in like the first half of my day, and the second half of my day, I want to go learn how to juggle or like become a mime or drive a car at a racetrack, right? Like fit the things or nothing or sleep or read, right? Maybe I want to go to a place, walk in a bookstore, point, grab a book, and then go take it and read with me. Eyes closed, point, grab a book, take it and go read with me. Maybe that's what I want for my life, for this vacation. To read something I wouldn't have picked on my own. More fun. Find more fun. And then that's not the end of the experience. Bring that fun back to your life. And if you can't, because partner, children, dog, job, mom, brother, teacher, student, whatever it is, make yourself a note and do that again on your next vacation, your next solo trip. And then try not to go on vacation with people who will like judge you for doing it. Right? You get to choose these things. You get to, for the most part, you get to choose these things. I go on vacation with people who I enjoy, people who are okay with alone time, people who want to, people who are fun, right? And people who don't need to be up under me the whole time. If you're not hitting those categories, I think 2 and 4 are basically the same. But if you're not hitting those categories, we're not going on it. We can get dinner. We can get dinner. The last time I'd been talking to someone about going on vacation with them, we had a planned trip. And a planned trip to Mardi Gras. And for Mardi Gras, before we even like had tickets, there was a full itinerary of what we were doing every hour for like 5 days. Every single hour, including our sleep time, for 5 days. And I was like, oh no, I won't be. Because it wasn't like a, hey, look at this. Let's discuss this. It was like, this is what we're doing. There were multiple people going, so I didn't feel bad about dropping out, but I was like, oh no. something has come up, and the something is my sanity. Like I won't be doing that. You have to know how you want to travel. And if you can't travel solo, travel with people whose vacation style matches your vacation style. Every minute of a day planned out is not a vacation for me. That sounds like work. Like I want someone, like I'd like a plan, like on Monday we're going to do this, but every hour planned out? Or on Monday let's try to do this. No, I won't do that. Mm-mm. Yes, Evie Scott. On time. I like to be on time for somebody. Yes. I live in New York City, so I'm always in jeans and sneakers, which is basically me in Mexico City, except for when I'm going out. My closet is full of dresses. I'm going in on my trip. Yes. Take those dresses. Take those dresses. I'm going to wear a dress today. I don't know which dress, but there shall be a dress. Mm-mm. Yes, I will not be up at 5 trying to catch a sunrise either. And I don't care if you're up at 5, just try not to wake me up. Thanks. And like, I understand having a desire for an itinerary for your trip. Some of you got gross. Some of you are like, oh no, I'm an itinerary person. I am that itinerary person. I get it. But like, maybe discuss that with your travel partners first. I saw it and I was like, this is scary for me. For my personality type, this is a lot. It's intense. I don't want it. Mm-mm. Now this is it. Well, in Hawaii last year, family, I did the island tour by myself while the fam went and did water sports. Yes. Yes. Get solo time on your group vacation. Magic. 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 Mm-mm. Yes. All right. What I have notes for this, although it may not seem like it. There were notes. Um, I'll hit them all. Basically, like I think the note under it all is like use this time, whether it's solo travel, whether it is a solo section of a group trip, like Locating Cozy just reminded us of, whether it is moving abroad. You've heard me say this before. When you move abroad, you're whoever you want to be. No judgment. Whether it's moving abroad, whether it's a career break, whatever that is, allow your mind to be open to the possibilities and start thinking of them before you go. Like before you get there, start thinking about who you want to be with some flexibility, right? Because like maybe you want to be the person that wears dresses and heels all day and you go there and it's like flooded like it is it Venice? It's flooding right now with like hail and ice in the streets. You're probably not wearing dresses and heels every day. You're probably inside a lot, right? Like, um, so think about who you want to be with some flexibility for whatever you're gonna go, etc. Things happen, and then like try it. Especially if it's something you've wanted to do at home, you just don't have the time to do it at home. Don't think that you can't be. We've talked about like being extra because I'm a bit of an extra person, but like don't think you can't just if what you want to do at home but you don't get time to do is sit on the couch and read, or sit on the couch and watch Netflix, because hello, I do that on vacation. If what you want to do is sit on the couch and read, sit on the couch and watch Netflix, lay in the bed and watch Netflix on vacation, don't think you can't do that because you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. If you fly across an ocean and all you can manage to muster up is being horizontal and letting that TV screen watch you, okay, it's what you got, right? Like we're not feeling bad about the vacations we take. It is what it is. We do what we do. Okay. Some of y'all be nude beach people on vacation. All right. Okay. I like it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. All right. Are you guys feeling it? Are you ready? Are you ready for your next vacation? Do you understand now how taking a solo trip can transform your life? How it can be the beginning of a transformation, even if you don't have a big blast off point, even if you don't have the big, I'm going on a career break and never coming back, I'm moving abroad, I'm traveling for 6 months. Even if you don't do that, but you find something in vacation that brings you closer back to yourself and you bring it home with you and you incorporate it into your day to day life, that's transformation, right? That's a transformation. Get out there, practice doing things you think you want to do and see whether you like them, right? Whatever things you think you want to do, whatever things you think, who is the person you think you want to be, try it out on vacation. See how it feels. See how it fits. Nobody can stop you. My girl changed her name. She moved abroad and she was there for a while with one name. And then after a while, she was like, no, that's not my name anymore. That's not my name anymore. This is my new name. I met her, not the second time I saw her, was a week into her new name change, and people were already on it. Oh, no, that's her name. That's so and so. I was like, I swear I met her before. That was different. A whole new name because she didn't like her name. It's a new name now. What y'all gonna do? Like, who's going? The people who will generally be the most resistant to your change are the people who have known you the longest, right? Because the change is harder for them. If they've known you for 20 years as X, or 40 or 50 or 60 years as X, Y is gonna might be a little bit more of a struggle. You go somewhere new, these people have known you for like 2 months. What they gonna do? It's your name. Call me by my name. Right? Whatever name you want, whatever you want to be, you are that person. It's a new life. You're creating the life you want. And if you love your life and there's nothing you want to change, I love that for you too. Locating Cozy says a bar during happy hour by yourself is the first step. And I agree with her. If dinner by yourself sounds overwhelming, go to a bar during happy hour, order a drink, and order food. You'll be having dinner by yourself before you know it. Because that's dinner by yourself. If you have a seat by yourself and you have ordered food, you're eating dinner by yourself. Now, if somebody you know is there and they come over to join you, it kind of ruins the by yourself thing. So you just have to do it again. Go sit at a bar during happy hour. That's really it. If you're scared, we're transforming our lives. We're doing new things. We're doing new things. Yeah, Jay be out in the streets doing whatever she wants. When she was in the city, I was like, "So what you do?" And each day I'd be like, "So what are you doing?" Or like every time I asked her, "What are you doing today?" What she did at the end of the day was like not. It was, and then she would be like, "Oh yeah, well then, I think like around like 2, I'm in the morning." That's a real time. I don't know her. I'm unfamiliar. Be who you want to be. Glass half full says, and you'll attract the people who really like this you. Yes. Yes. Ooh, Kim has already found a jazz club in her new city. Yes. I need to do that too. There's a jazz club here, but I need to find some more. Okay, so this is the other part. I almost wish I had this problem sometimes because I have to make myself hang out with people. It's the same solution. Go to a bar at happy hour, sit at a bar. Sit at a bar or at a busy restaurant at a time when people are around. Someone's going to try to talk to you. The bartender, the waiter, somebody next to you. And that way you don't have to force yourself. You have open, and as long as you're not like closed down, right? As long as you're not giving off closed off vibes, people are going to talk to you. It's the same solution. I'm so sorry for people who don't drink. But the answer is to go to a bar. The answer for the introverts and the extroverts is all go to a bar. If you're scared to be by yourself, go to a bar and be alone amongst other people. If you're almost by yourself too much, go to a bar, sit at a bar, order a drink. Someone's gonna talk to you. And even if they don't, you open yourself up to the possibilities. You don't have to force it. Say hi to someone on the other side of the bar. Just wave. You've done your job. You're with people. The answer is at the bar. Or, I don't know, there are non-bar places that are answers too. Probably bookstores. In restaurants, but not at the bar. Like a table that's not the bar. Yes. When Stephanie travels, she becomes a person who talks to strangers. Who are you? Does Stephanie talk to strangers? How do you talk to strangers, Stephanie, if you don't leave the house? Hmm? 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 Are the strangers the pets? She's much more likely than me though to talk to strangers. We know this. She's much more likely to get like in a new group and go do something. Whereas I'm like, y'all sound like you're gonna be doing stuff. I'm not a doing stuff person. Um Sit at a table in the bar and just people watch. Yes. Grab a Coke. Go somewhere. Go sit in a park. Honestly, like if this is gonna I don't want to get too deep into this conversation, so I'm gonna have to think about what I'm saying here. But if as a Black woman, you want to go somewhere where you can talk to people with low effort and with low commitment, like you don't have to have this conversation if you don't want to, go to a place where they don't have a lot of Black people, but they're not like openly hostile, and they like a foreign place, and they like generally Americans. If you go to a place that doesn't have a lot of Black women and they don't actually like obviously hate Black people, someone's gonna talk to you. Now, depending on where you go, they might try to touch you too. Hello, China. Um, but like that's a guarantee. Like in Mexico, I can have a conversation at any second of the day. Any second of the day, I can have a conversation because someone is looking at me like I would love to talk to her, and I'm not like a stare, but like a I have questions, and I don't give off the I'm here to answer questions vibe, so we don't really have those conversations very often. But they like I could have a conversation every minute of the day. And like I said, it's not that people are like is that they're like, if she says more than hi to me, I got to ask her something. And I don't say more than hi. Everyone's gonna get like a good morning, good afternoon, and that's it. And I'm walking by at an abrupt pace. Have a conversation. Someone says Turkey, Dublin. They're giving suggestions. Go to Dublin. Apparently, you'll have a conversation with somebody. It's easy. And I mean the accent's thick, but you'll still understand them. Turkey. I don't know what percentage of the population in Turkey speaks English. I don't know. You can think about that when you think about where you want to go on a trip. Do you want to go somewhere where like people naturally gravitate towards you? Finland. We speak English in Mexico. People who speak English will always talk to you. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Every time I'm out speaking English and there's someone near me speaking English, I'm like, why are these uncouth speaking English around here? I'm speaking English, but for some reason, that's different. When I'm in a restaurant and you let these Americans come sit next to me with their loud English. Now, if I felt like I was lonely for company, I could have easily spoken to them and they would have had a conversation. But no. In Mexico City, looking the way most of us look, we're watching this video right now, people will just start speaking English to you. Like random people on the street. Like, hey, how you doing? Because they assume you're not from around here. You're from America. Who was it the other day that told me someone who's visiting walked outside of the apartment she was staying in, and someone was like, hi. Random man. American or Canadian, I can't. American, I think. Conversation. And then they're at a coffee shop. Conversation. Someone will talk to you. All right. Okay. Yes, this is it. This is it. I'm guessing you're talking about Dublin, pretty particular. Yes. Went to a pub and nobody really bothered me. But when I asked a question, the rest of their interest just spilled out. If you was walking down the street in my neighborhood, I asked a man a question. Next thing I know, it's like a 5-minute my question was like yes or no. And I got to meet his son and this and that and boom, boom. And I was like, I was mid workout and I asked you the question because you're here and you don't even know the answer to my question. And I'm still here. Yes. If you give people the opportunity, they will talk to you. So there's never a reason, but also in a foreign country, I am not ashamed to pull that I don't understand and end it. Especially if you're being weird. If I don't like your energy, we can cut it. So that's the joy. And this is someone is gonna watch this and be like, I'm so ugly. I can't believe you said, listen, we don't get a lot of privileges. But in a foreign country, you can choose to engage in this conversation in a language you don't speak and struggle through it. Or you can choose to be like, I'm so sorry, I don't understand, and then go about your business. Whatever feels good for you, right? Whatever feels good for you. Do the thing. Do the thing that feels good for you. In that moment, you're only as alone as you want to be. In most of the world, you're only as alone as you want to be. Some of us want to be very alone. Some of us want to be not alone. right? But on a solo trip, who these new people are talking to is whoever you want it to be. You must have a welcoming face because I'm not. I Professor LCH, you must really have a welcome face because I am not exhausted when I reach home because people do not want to talk to me. I do not give off the let's chat about anything vibes. I give off the I'm really enjoying this wine by myself. Please take that over there vibe. You like the conversation? You're exhausted, but are you enjoying those conversations in the moment? I suspect you might be. If you're not, shut them down. I am never afraid to shut down a conversation I don't want to have. If I do not want to talk to you, I'm not talking to you in any language, in any place, anybody. I don't care who you are. I'm not talking to you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Advanced. I have no idea what you're talking about. Mm-mm. The conversations are cute, but nah. You think they're cute. I don't think they. Mm-mm. I'd be like, immigration agent, we're not having this conversation. You want to chit it? No. Mm-mm. Police? No. Man in store? No. Because I am not a small talk, jibber jabber person. I'm not. But the classy hacker, she's going to be at the bar chopping it up, right? I love it. She's going to be doing it. I Now, the joy is that the classy hacker is going to know more about that city than I ever will because she's talking to the people and they're giving her tips. Yesterday in her video, Stephanie was talking about how, like, was it yesterday? But Uber drivers like want to tell her things, where to go in South Africa. They want to tell her where to go, blah, 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 blah. I am not having that. She said when she travels, she's a person who talks to people. I am not a person who talks to people until I am like starved for conversation, which usually takes weeks. So Stephanie's in the car learning what to do and where to go from Uber drivers, and I'm like headphones in. I am the headphones in person, getting in the car, saying hi, and then going back to my phone. You can be whoever you want to be. You don't have to be who you have been. You don't have to be who you think you should be. You can be any person. You can be anywhere on the spectrum you want to be, and I want you to find your place. Find your place. Do what you want to do. Transform your life by doing small blocks of what you think you want to do on vacation. Use your solo travel as a way to figure out who you want to be, what resonates with you, and then bring that back into your life. All right? I think we did it. I thought we did it 20 minutes ago, but I kept talking. All right, y'all. Okay, once again, I am oh so excited about Exodus Summit. Like, I can't. We're in the contract reading part, which, granted, lawyer, I like writing very particular types of contracts. I don't like reading contracts. I do not enjoy it. My business partner is not interested in this part. My business partner is not interested in this part of the business at all. And so, even though I don't enjoy it, I'm getting it done because there are other parts of the business that I'm not interested in, like what the website looks like, that she is making the magic happen for. So we're gonna have like a real website and tickets available soon. And I'm not gonna know how any of that works. I run a whole business and cannot tell you what happens on the back end of the buying and the selling tickets. And all we do is, like, for most part of what we do is we sell tickets to things. I don't know. If I had to log on to half those systems, I would be like, what do I do? So I'm gonna go read some contracts and go write some emails to people about contracts with the rest of my afternoon. And we're maybe a too formal of a dress to go see Adelia later. And then Exodus Summit is going to be so good. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, not what I wanted to do. But also, thank you. Thank you, Kim. Taking your first whole trip out of the country. I'm excited for you, Alicia Bernice, the artist. I'm excited for you. Where are you going? Transform yourself. Wear a fake tattoo. How do we feel about hair on this trip? Just randomly. I don't know. Yes, go on trip, wear your hair away. You wouldn't do it. I almost, when I'm going on vacation, if I get, my braids have lined up with vacations for the past few trips. And when I get braids, I almost always get blue braids, some version of blue. Because like blue, it feels like vacation hair. It doesn't feel like real life hair. But like, why can't it be real life hair? What's the reason? Oh, you're going to Playa? Oh no. I'm not going to tell you to put on a wig in Playa because you need to be taking off clothes and hats and hair hats and everything, not putting them on. No. So yeah, so like I'm typically blue haired on vacation. Yes, dye your cut. Oh my God, dye your cut in a way that like you wouldn't wear it at home. I love that idea. Yes. Ooh, does it come in green? It's about to braid her hair. Guess what? Green for Burning Man. That's fun. That's fun. I like it. You've got this. You guys are on board. Something new. Try something new. And then see. Like, I've braided my hair blue enough times now that I know I can have blue hair in real life. The world is not going to tilt off its axis. My life is not going to change significantly. People are not going to think less of me. They're not going to take me less seriously. In my current life. In my old life, yes. In my current life, no. No one's going to be like, I'm not coming to Exodus Summit because she has blue hair. And if they are, they're not really the people we want there anyway. Right? Y'all know we are a come as you are team. If that means pajamas, come in pajamas. All right. Love you all very much. I will see you next Sunday where we're going to talk about something. Sunday is going to be the what? Next Sunday? I don't know. I hate to do this, but I got to say it. Influential. No. Yes, I'm glad you have blue extensions. Inspired by me. I love blue hair. I found when I was cleaning out underneath my hair, my sink yesterday, I found blue hair wax that I had and I forgot I owned. And I was like, I washed my hair yesterday. I was like, what did I put in wax in? But I wasn't sure how it would respond when I have to blow dry it. I wasn't sure it would have to respond when I blow dried it, so I didn't do it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll show up to Adelia's with blue hair this afternoon. We'll see. Anywho, enough of that. Ooh, next Sunday is your birthday, Orletta. I hope I see you. If not, I completely understand because you should be doing something super fun and maybe, you know, a big, big, big thing or nothing at all, whatever you want to do. Y'all like the button if you haven't liked it, like the video if you haven't liked it yet. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Jay, the scarf is for my mama, so I can't let you borrow it. I actually don't know whether I own it or I'm borrowing it. I realized that when I found it. I don't like the neckline of a shirt. The shirt has a weird like neckline that when the thing is sitting correctly, it sits funky. I don't like it. So I was like, scarf. And then I was like, is this mine? Like, is it actually mine or am I borrowing it? And I just forgot because it's been so long. I don't know. Any hoodle. Y'all, this is fun. I will see you guys next time. If you get blue hair, don't be afraid to tell me I've influenced you. And I will talk to you next week. Bye, y'all. Until next time.